Alex's father was kind enough to let us keep it at his house in South Surrey. So that's the first place that Alex took it when we picked it up.
Driving the pet from East Van to South Surrey wasn't nearly as scary as I thought it would be, but it was pretty stressful. The thing with Pet is, it takes up the entire lane. You have to check your mirrors constantly to make sure that you aren't drifting.
So the bus made it all the way to South Surrey, no problem. But it had a defect that we had noted, and we had noted when we bought it, which was that the fuel gauge wasn't really aligned correctly. But we had never seen the full range of it, and the description that we got wasn't really very clear originally, so it's not surprising that when we got it to South Surrey, it ran out of fuel. And this is a big problem for diesel engines. If anybody who has run a big diesel truck out of fuel will know. Essentially what you have to do is not as simple as just filling the tank back up. You have to replenish the tank, and then you have to fill all of the lines with diesel fuel and fill the filters, and then you have to have enough cranking power to turn the engine over and pull fuel up from the tank. And so it's just a very tricky proposition to do. We were unable to do this for quite some time, and so we started making trips out from Vancouver to South Surrey as often as we could to do some work on it and figure out what was wrong with our newly acquired possession. We ended up replacing all of the glow plugs, and still to no avail, but Alex's father, Brad, found out after about a month of trying that the bus had what all large diesel trucks in Canada likely have, which is to say a block heater. Diesel engines work by compression ignition, which is to say there's no spark like in a gasoline engine. So essentially after the glow plugs turn off, you're relying on the compression of the engine to force the fuel-air mixture to such a degree that it explodes. A cold engine block, particularly a very, very large one, will work effectively as a damper, preventing any ignition from occurring. So as soon as we found the block heater, plugged it in, fired right up.
With the bus running, we had to move on to our next problem. Apparently, someone in our neighborhood did not like our giant pink and green vehicle, and they decided to take their complaint to the Surrey Bylaw Office, who informed us that the City of Surrey does not allow commercial vehicles to be parked in residential areas, not even on private property, which meant we'd have to remove the bus from the driveway. All in all, it was a rocky time.